This episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast is brought to you by our friends at Hargrove Roofing. Give that team a call at 512-645-3202, and you might be able to speak to Mary herself. Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof.
TJ Baxter in. Here's Murphy. Lobbing it deep. Murphy! Caught! Touchdown! Mitchell! Throws it over the middle. Caught inside the 10. Howard scrambles. Howard lets it go! Incomplete! And Texas survives!
Hey, so Stevie Lee, they'd like to make it interesting, the Longhorns do. But you know what? I don't know if you can recall any champion in college football who hasn't received or gone through adversity. I don't know of any team, even LSU 2019, that didn't face adversity. I mean, am I inaccurate on that?
No, you're 100% correct. And we got to remember, K-State is a good football team.
They are good.
What they do to U of H the week before us, what was it, 40-something to 0?
41-0.
41-0, man. So they are a good football team, man. Us beating them, we didn't survive. We beat them. So
it's the 316th episode. You're seeing this during the lunch hour on a Monday, but we don't like fooling people. We recorded this Sunday night. We knew we'd have a busy day on Monday, but you're seeing this live stream, the beauty of modern technology. And while you're at it, Stevie, I definitely want to tell everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button. If you're watching this on Facebook, click like, follow, call your mama, call your daddy, call your friends, share with them. And if you're watching this on Twitter, like our Twitter page and share it as well. You can say, look at these two guys. Look what they're saying about Texas and OSU and the Cowboys, everything under the sun. I mean, Stevie, I know you're on social media. I mean, it's pretty easy to follow and like, right?
Absolutely, man. Follow me on Instagram, Stevie Lee 65.
pretty simple, man. And yeah, we'll share it. You'll watch our Instagram stories. We'll have teasers from this episode as we normally do every week. And of course, Hargrove Roofing, they are family to us. And they are big-time partners of Stories Inside the Man Cave, and they love their Shreveport brother, that being Stevie Lee.
Absolutely, man. Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof.
I love it. Every time he says that, it speaks volumes to me every single time. So we saw that survive, beat, went to overtime. Texas had a big lead, but K-State, being the team that they are, found a way. We're going to unbundle this. But before we dive in and really breaking it down and giving our critical analysis, I want to pull up one number in this 33-30 win in overtime against K-State, which now improves Texas to 5-1 in the Big 12, 8-1 overall. Yep. This number right here, which is a reoccurring theme. Wow.
It's huge.
Huge.
Only allow 43 yards rushing. That's big time, man. That's up front. That's dominating the line of scrimmage on defense, man. So it was a fun game to watch. We got to remember that K-State's a really good football team, man. They really are. And so, people, don't like what we had to do to get the win, but it's a W, man. And you're right. Everyone slips up every now and then, and especially in the championship runs. There's going to be some teams that kind of play you a little bit tougher than you expected. And I think I don't know. I knew K-State was going to be one of those games because of what they did the week before. So it wasn't surprising to me. I think that we should we have some things to work on because we jumped on top of them really quick and early, and we got to stay on them. But like I said, they're a good team, and they just came back and fought.
Yeah. Texas is tougher this year, but this is also a reoccurring theme. And I'm not trying just to say things that are critical just to be critical, because I would rather.
Are you?
No, I'm just from a point of view, and I'm trying to be objective at the same time, because I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan as well, just like so many people. The thing is, this is kind of a reoccurring theme as a team. Texas will jump up on a team and let the other team back in, and they can't seem to close them out in a way that's comfortable. But they're not worried about the fans' comfort. It's about making adjustments. They some things are eliminated, but also when you have basically a freshman quarterback who's in his second game. Last week he had that early interception. This week he had 2 interceptions. But there are times, and I won't, before I get your critique on this.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the season, man, I was really, really high on Maalik,
right,
and really, really critical for Ewers. I judge what's in front of me, right? So this weekend, it kind of showed me a little bit more of why Maalik is the backup.
Right.
He has a great ball, long ball. He put it right in Mitchell's basket. I love the way he stands tall in the pocket and throw it down the field. But he also got antsy like a freshman quarterback.
Right.
And that's exactly what he is as a freshman, right? And didn't play for 2 years because of his ankle injury. Didn't get like significant playing time as a starter because of his ankle injury. So that's who he is. He can definitely get better. He will get better. But we have another quarterback, and that's a good thing that, Ewers will come back. I don't know when, but he will come back. But I think Maalik is a great, great backup. He managed the game. He got us down the field. There's one of the interceptions I did see the receiver fell down, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then the other one was just he threw it off his back foot to offensive lineman, looked like. So that's a huge mistake, and he did it in K-State's red zone. So giving them the ball back right there, and then I think the very next play they score, that's a huge mistake. And then it was unfortunate that, Jonathan fumbled and gave them the ball back in their red zone again. So that's what opened the door back up, was some offensive mistakes for K-State to come back and, force us into overtime. But for Maalik, man, we got to just polish off some of the mistakes that he's made. But coming out on fire, driving down the field and scoring, that was perfect. You couldn't have started better for a backup quarterback, in a big time game like that.
No, I agree. It just, when you look at also the rushing yards, you have Jonathan Brooks, who also had a tremendous game, another 100-yard game, 22 carries, 112 yards, and touchdown. C.J. Baxter, another. They had 230 yards rushing. And the only issue I saw, that snap to Savion Red when they were trying to convert and was not executed well. If you look at their 4th down conversions, 2 of 3. And, Sark, I like his aggressive mindset. But when they fell on a conversion, here comes the criticism, And then there's where the continuing issue that is down toward the goal line. It wasn't – I don't know. What did you think about it this week, the execution of those types of plays?
Yeah, being on the goal line, man, we got to punch it in. You just have to, and you got to be almost 100% on that. That needs to be automatic. Within the 10-yard line, you're going to get that touchdown. We slipped up a couple times, but again, we still have we have a backup quarterback at quarterback at the quarterback position that that probably is limiting the playbook for
right.
sure. Right. So, but I think we got to find a way because we pay him a lot of money to find a way, pay the offensive coaches a lot of money to find a way to put the ball in the end zone when we're in the red zone. So it was better, I should say. It was better, but it wasn't still where we need to be with putting the ball in the red zone. I'm putting the ball in the end zone.
I mean, there's certain things like that and fourth down conversions, which fourth down offense this week was not bad. But I think there's certain things like this that are MOs or identity of a team that, they can move in between the 20s all day. But there's 3 games left, and we start with at TCU. It's going to be an evening game in Fort Worth, Cowtown. It's a great place to play because you can go to Joe T. Garcia's. You'll have time. Bring cash. They now have ATM machines, I believe. I learned the hard way. But get it there early, get on the patio. This will be great because you can go early afternoon and head over to Ammon Carter Stadium. But right now, last week when we entered the week, there were 5 teams tied for first. There's now 2. It's Texas and Oklahoma State at 5-1. Crash course because they are playing well. And that leads me to this. And people are angry. And I, Stevie, I get it. Usually when you have a head-to-head win over somebody, you should be ahead of them. I will argue it to the day I used to all the time. But in this situation, I disagree. And it's been this way. Yes, Texas has the head. That's their best win on this schedule, no doubt. But look what has happened since then. Texas lost to Oklahoma. Alabama has gotten better and has beaten teams like LSU, who were like this week. LSU was number 13 in the country. I mean, I know I am in the way back corner minority on this. But do I want it to be like that? No, but we're just looking at the overall body of work because Texas should have been ahead of them until they lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah, man. So we're looking at the overall body of work. You just said it. You said it, right?
Yeah.
The overall body of work is we have beaten Alabama.
True.
That's part of that body of work.
Right.
So that's all I'm going to say about that. It's all about head to head. Sometimes you media guys.
Shit.
And I guess I'm a media guy too, huh?
Well, I'm just looking at it from a vantage point of.
I understand. I get what you're doing, and I understand where you're coming from. They do look really good, but when you put the ball on the grass,
right,
and you put your fingers in the grass,
yep.
Who won at that time?
It's Texas for sure, but
then that's your head to head because we're speculating. We're saying that 1 will beat 2. 2 will beat 3, 3 will beat 4, 4 will beat 5,
right.
5, so on, right? That's what we're saying with these polls, right?
Yep.
And so now we're saying 7 has beaten 8.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the power. The power.
Well, are we saying 7 beats 8?
7 lost to 8 head to head.
But now in your poll, are we saying 7 beats 8 now?
I have no idea. I just think they're ahead of them as far as power.
Right. So what we do know is 8 beat 7, so 8 should be in front of 7. That's what we know. That's the fact.
No, that's a fact. But here's what I'm basing it on.
Okay.
Since Texas, they have beaten Ole Miss. They have beaten. I'm just listing ranked teams. A&M and Arkansas do not count. They've beaten Tennessee and they've beaten LSU. 3 top 15 teams.
Okay, so Texas has beaten
1.
No, not just not just top 15 teams, just ranked teams.
They've beaten 2 ranked teams.
K-State
and Alabama.
And
Kansas. That's 3.
Kansas.
Yep.
And was BYU ranked?
No. That's how close it is. It's close, man.
Yeah, man. Don't make me pull out my analytics over here, man.
It's close, man.
I mean, things up.
6 through 10, actually 6 through 9, you can flip-flop.
6 through 9, you can flip-flop?
Yep.
No, actually, I think Oregon is one of the best teams in the country right now.
They are, but they also have a loss.
Right, but that loss was against Washington, wasn't it?
Correct. Let me check.
Yes.
I'm almost positive.
It was. So I really do think 1 through 6 is a huge jump between 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Well, let's be honest. 1 through 3, and then there's a drop off right now.
1 through 3, and then there's a drop off. You can argue that.
But how are we viewing Michigan right now, considering what's going
on? Until they say that we can't view them otherwise, we have to still rank them on the field. You know,
right
now Penn State, they got Penn State this week.
Yeah,
and I think the Lions can get them. Where are they playing at? You know,
I'm going to find out for you. I just feel like, man, this is a bigger deal. I just see things differently. I see things. If we're going poll, yes. But if we're going power, who you lined up and beat and win, it's all about the timing of a win and loss. If you remember the 1992 Dallas Cowboys, or was it 93? 92, the Texas Dallas Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson, when they finally won the Super Bowl. Jimmy Johnson was in that locker room. Everybody knows it. When he said, "How about them Cowboys?"
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, a lot of people don't know this. Jimmy Johnson briefly was the head coach at Oklahoma State before he went to Miami. Well, he paid a visit to the OSU Cowboys, and then they did what I think a lot of people thought they could do, and that is beat OU, their in-state rivalry. And this is what happened with Coach Gundy after the game.
How about them Cowboys?
You know, Mike Gundy said something in the locker room. He said, those people that were in those stands, he told his players that they did something that they will never forget in their life. And I was already a spectator at this time when Texas A&M was leaving to go to the SEC. And we had to go into their stadium and play them for the last time, and we beat them. And Gundy is absolutely correct, because I will remember beating our in-state rivals the last time we played them off the foot of Justin Tucker, right? Yeah. You're going to remember that for the rest of your life. And this is the same situation for them.
It is.
Oklahoma's leaving to go to the SEC. I don't know if they're going to keep the game going there.
No plans in the near future.
Yeah, no plans in the near future. Their in-state rival is leaving, and they're not going to play them again. No plans. No, they don't plan to play them in the near future. And to beat them on their way out, that's something that those guys are going to remember for the rest of those kids will remember, and everyone in those stands and everyone that's a Oklahoma State fan is going to remember that they sent them out with an L. And because I remember when we did that to Texas A&M. So hats off to them. That's really cool. Hopefully they don't have that same energy if and when we meet up with them in the Big 12 championship, because we're leaving as well, and they're going to want to send us off with an L as well. So, well,
Texas got a lot of work ahead of them before they can go to Arlington. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, anything
can happen. You're exactly right, man. It's a lot of parity in college football.
A lot, and the Big 12 to me is a really good league.
Yeah,
and we're this November is a lot of fun. I mean, we got for Texas, you've got back-to-back road games.
Yep.
At TCU, at Iowa State, who Kansas just beat, and then come back home, finish it off against Texas Tech. OSU beating OU. They have not done it. They've only done it 20 times in 119 years. And this was the scene on the field. and you could probably predict it. Now, funny thing is, I saw 2 stormings of the field in Stillwater when I was up there covering OU and OSU, and this happened right here at Boone Pickens Stadium last night.
That's awesome, man.
And they carried the goalpost to a pond. I think it's called the Theta Pond on the Oklahoma State University campus. Dumped them into the pond.
How did they get it out of the stadium? Did they go over the top of the stadium?
Well, see, that's a tricky thing because the way – okay, here's the field. You got to go up to get out of the stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to go up a ramp like this from the field, and then it's elevated in that end zone. And it's a east-west stadium. It's not north-south. Boone Pickens. You can either go up and out that way or this way, or take a left and go into Gallagher, outside of Gallagher-Iba Arena, in the foyer. Those are the 4 ways you can go out. That side.
That's funny.
It's elevated.
Man, that's one of the things I love about college football, man. These kids are so passionate about their team, and they just want to go out and have a good time and party, man. So
as they should.
It sucks the way some people act when they rush the field, but that's part of college football. They took the goalpost and threw it somewhere on campus. That's amazing. Like, you wake up the next day and the goalpost is still there.
Yeah, broken.
Broken goalpost is still there.
Little brother in Oklahoma had the last say so.
Yeah, they did.
Eternal bragging rights until they come up with some type of contract.
Exactly.
So I got to point this out. Down the road in Austin, down the road in San Marcos, they are now bowl eligible. How about that, man?
That's good stuff, man.
Texas State, G.J. Kinney, and their AD, I think maybe their president. They made a promise. If you guys get to 6 wins, they will jump into the San Marcos River, and he did with his suit on and everything.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And all the players did too.
They did.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. That's actually pretty cool that the president and everybody, band together to do it, man. Kudos to the Bobcats. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And they beat a good team, Georgia Southern.
And man, it's hard to be bowl eligible these days. Like we said, there's a lot of parity in college football. And to be bowl eligible, winning 6 games in a year, 6 games doesn't sound like a lot, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do, especially for those group of 5 teams, in my opinion. Yeah.
So I feel like there's been, before we move forward, though, because of the bowl eligibility conversation, our friend Mike Murphy at Last Stand Hats, whom this hoodie is made from, he's Texas State's one of his clients, and they have this hat right here, ready for the Bobcats fans. Look at them. The old hat, old style hat with the rope band.
Like the captain's hat,
Yeah. Bowl eligible Bobcats. I like to play on words. So laststandhats.com, and they're your home for Texas State Bobcat. They just had a throwback game to Southwest Texas. With that was pretty cool. But man, G.J. Kinney's doing big things for the Bobcat Nation, and I love to see it when you see programs who have been trying to figure it out for so long how to win. What's your favorite memory of Bobby Knight?
Man, when he did the speech and told everyone that he wanted to be buried upside down so all his critics can kiss his ass. That's all. When everyone says, when anybody say anything about Bob Knight, that's what I remember, man. And then a chair sliding across the floor.
Yes. It's man. He was really good for the game. He was fiery. He passed away at the age of 83 last week on November 1st. But one thing I remember watching this. It was on ESPN Game Day during football season. They were in Lubbock, and I believe it was the 2008 season, the Crabtree catch year. And they had Bobby on there, Coach Knight, And this is one of my favorite memories next to the ones that you mentioned. This is it right here. This is my favorite next to the memories you had mentioned.
Now it's time for you. And this would be the upset of the century.
Yeah,
if you throw hook 'em horns in the air in front of here in Lubbock, Texas.
Hey, there are a lot of people at Texas I like, but this isn't the time for that. I deeply hope we beat their ass today.
Gotta love them, man.
You had to be a special type of athlete to play for him because he was very disciplined. Yeah. And a lot of people misunderstood him to how intense he was.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's not many of his players. I mean, he coached a lot of people. Yeah. And you can tell that a lot of his players really, really liked and respected him. So that's the true measure of a coach, is their players that came out underneath them.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. And it's many prayers and thoughts for the Knight family, Pat Knight, his son, and everyone else. I mean, it's wow. It's hard to believe we reached that age where a lot of these legends, it's a cycle of life. I hate to see it.
Yeah, but I mean, we also got to remember too, man. 83 is a lot of years on this earth, and having and making the impact that he made. He lived a full life, and that's good. And that's what we remember. That's what we should remember. He lived a full life. We are here talking about him after he's died. He's gone, and he's gonna always be remembered. That's Bobby Knight, man.
That's Bobby Knight, man. He coined some good. My favorite quote was, I was in Oklahoma City. We hosted I think it was the Big 12 Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City one year, men and women. So we were going back across the street between arenas, and they just got knocked out against Texas when Kevin Durant was, and somebody had asked him something, and he goes, "What do you want me to say?" He rubbed some special lotion on his ass. He's a great player. He's great. He's good. He's phenomenal. What do you want me to say?
It's Bobby Knight, man.
Oh, before we hit the break, I thought this was well done by the Longhorn Network social media team from the smoke at DKR on Saturday for the game against Kansas State. I nearly spit up my beverage when I saw this. Absolutely hilarious, because they did honor Ricky Williams yesterday.
Oh, that's funny. That is absolutely funny, man. That's a good one. Yeah. Him or Willie Nelson
in the house.
Or maybe it was him, Willie Nelson, and Snoop Dogg all there at one time.
All together. In Austin, Texas. Well done, Longhorn Network. You guys have done a phenomenal job with social media and all of your productions. But Ricky Williams, I thought was funny too when Bob called the public address announcer at DKR. He was mentioning what Ricky was doing now. He talked about like holistic medications and smoke shop. And Ricky was smiling.
That's funny, man. That is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. It was that was great. I couldn't wait to show you that. But hey, when we come back, we got to talk about one last tribute to the World Series champion Texas Rangers. And of course, Cowboys got beat in Philly. It had nothing to do with Dak. That's on the other side of this break with Hargrove Roofing and Stevie.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
right now?
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Texas Rangers, World Series champs, back-to-back years. Teams from Texas have won the World Series. The team, led by some younger talent, adopted the Creed, the early 2000s hit band with Higher. Take Me Higher. That was their little clubhouse song, and all those people, about 250,000 people, I think, were around. It's tough because the city of Houston, a lot of Astro fans are just criticizing everything Rangers and that parade. I mean, it's tough. Houston, Minute Maid's in the middle of Houston.
Yeah.
The Rangers are in Arlington, which is in between Dallas and Fort Worth, if people are not sure. So I don't know, what would you have done differently for that parade? I mean, how do you handle that?
Well, I don't know their route. Did they go through Dallas or they just stayed in Arlington?
It's right there by the ballpark.
Yeah, and that's the best place for it, man. I mean, right across the street from Cowboy Stadium or AT&T Stadium, whatever they're calling it, and then their old ballpark is right there that they use for different events, and then the new ballpark is right there. It's a whole sports complex. You shouldn't have it any other way. Hats off to them. I'm in the middle, man. I got a Rangers hat and I got a Astros hat. When the Rangers was playing the Astros, I did have an Astro hat, right? But I live in Texas. I'm Texas through and through now. If they're not playing each other, I'm gonna root for the Rangers. Put my Rangers hat on, so I'm happy for them. I've gone to both stadiums. I go to both games. I just like good baseball. Because I'm a positive guy, right? So I go to both games. I just like good competition in sports, man. And both of them were competing very, very well at a high level this year. And so I like both teams. And I'm glad that, the Rangers pulled it out and actually kept the World Series here in Texas. So
that's the beauty of it. And I love the bickering back and forth. Some people do go a little too far, which is amusing to me.
Yeah, we're in Austin, man, so we can do this. We can sit back and be objective.
Yeah, that's exactly. But it's also get out of here, Astro fans, when you say no, we're all homegrown through the system. That's not true. I mean, there's plenty of Rangers.
There's there is no club that's homegrown through the system. No, it's
not these days.
Not these days. And if you're not making moves during free agency and making moves, grabbing people off other teams and things like that, then you're not doing your job. There's no one that's homegrown.
No, it's especially.
Although I did see Altuve here at the Round Rock Express game.
You did
a couple years ago when he came off of IR.
Yeah.
Few years ago, he came out to a game, to a warm up game and then got called back up. So that part is just with him is kind of true.
Well, he is one guy that truly worked through the Astro system, but worked through it quickly.
Yeah.
He does go, a lot of them will head down when they were part of the Astros organization, because the Express have gone back and forth. It used to be always Round Rock or Oklahoma City. It was not a good Sunday.
Yeah.
Dallas and Philly, there's no secret, man. We hate each other.
Yeah.
A good hate. Philly's great. They have a great team, and they showed why they're a little better. And this was not on Dak. Not on Dak at all. I mean, he had in that 28-23 loss, look at those numbers. That's good by NFL standards.
Yeah, no, it is good, man. And 374 yards passing.
It's a great day.
He needed 384, man, to win the game, though.
Truly a game of centimeters, inches, feet, yards, whatever you want to call it.
But to have a chance to win the game, how poorly it started falling apart at the end, hats off to Dak for even giving them a chance. I think the Eagles are really, really good. Obviously, they're 8-1 now. So I think, the Cowboys and Dak just continue to get better, and they can have a good run in the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they have the tools. They have the team and the tools. They just need to put it all together.
I think they're sitting at 5-3 now, and that's the part that we play a 17-game schedule now, and that's the part it's got to be the Cowboys have got to figure this thing out, because it was either a tight end or CeeDee Lamb as they're on the receiving, because there were not many options for Dak, and that's a testament to Philly's secondary. And the Longhorns may want to do that, even though they play great defense. Jam them at the line.
I've been saying that all along.
It's but we're going backwards on that discussion. But between CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson, 18 of the 29 receptions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
18 of the 20. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching the game right before we got on, but I didn't know all those stats. But that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Well, that's good, whatever. But it does need to be spread around.
Yeah.
But the Phillies DBs, they were playing well, and then they got banged up. They were getting hurt towards the end of the game.
It was great on Dak to lead them there at the end, but next 2 weeks. Cowboys should get back on track and get up to 7-3. Should. They've got the Giants and Panthers. So, the Panthers are ruining their quarterback, the new Bryce Young. But that's another just conversation. But how about this guy for the Texans? Texans are 4-4 all of a sudden. C.J. Stroud, the rookie. C.J. had a day. If you had him on Fantasy Football League in your league, you had 50-plus points today.
Oh, wow.
More than likely. Look at that. Only 12 incompletions, 443 yards passing, and 5 TDs. C.J. Stroud. So all of a sudden, H-Town, your tackle football team, you should have hope. You have hope. Shoot for 8-8 and some draft picks. But, man, in the AFC, you may be able to get to that. If he wins 6 more games, that's 10-win season.
Yep. Yeah.
TikTok of the week's not as risque or sexual or any innuendos. This is pretty funny. I used to get some people make fun of me. It's not as bad, but saying that I had a Bob Stoops pinky because it's crooked from a couple of injuries.
Okay.
Mine was stuck in a face mask a long time ago.
Oh.
But Bob Stoops tells a story about his pinky, which was absolutely hilarious. It's way out there. He claps like this. It's but this is TikToking in the man cave. Bob Stoops on his pinky.
What happened to your pinky finger? This right here. I was, of course, a safety at Iowa, tackling a lot of people, and I was young. I think it was my sophomore or junior year. I came up from a pile, and my finger was totally the other way. So I ran to the sideline, pulled it out, fixed it myself, put a lot of tape on it, and I thought it was good. And I was able to get through the year that way and put a little splint on it when I wasn't playing. But little by little, it kept getting knocked and kept moving. And then finished playing, little by little, same thing kept happening. Through the years, it just kept getting worse. It doesn't feel too well when it's too good when it gets cold, but I manage.
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. You saw his face when he was talking about his football injury?
Yeah.
He still had a smile on his face, man.
Does. Love it.
Us little football players, when we start talking about our football war wounds, we kind of got a little nostalgia smile on our face like, yeah, I did that.
That happened to me. And this is how it happened.
This is how it happened. It happened to me. This is how it happened. I rubbed some dirt on it and I went back in the game. Oh, man, hats off to them. Football players are the same all over the world, man.
Yeah, I remember telling. I didn't play past high school. Walked right off in college. Tried it, but any bruise you get, you're proud of it.
Yeah, you're proud of it.
Our society,
my kids always talk about how my arms are all scarred up. I was like, that's D-line right there. That's
D-line.
And we fight with our arms and our hands, man. And I got all these war wounds right here, and I say it with a smile because I love it.
Get those bumps and bruises, man. It's Bob Stoops is. He could tell he's from Ohio. Ohio, Cardinal Mooney High School in Ohio.
That's good stuff.
Oh man, championship. He always talked about his Big 12 championships.
Hey man, tell me something good.
It's always good. Bob Stoops talking about his pinky, and pretty good episode here because we're you're digging when you're trying to find layers upon layers from a winning team that you cover or a podcast. In this instance is your focal point, the Texas Longhorns. They're 8-1. Yeah, they have their flaws. Yeah, they have their strengths, and they're fun to watch. Mm-hmm. And this Big 12, man, you guys have been a fun conference every week so far, and it's been fun kind of keeping more closer eye on the SEC. And it's been fun to hear people criticize me when I rate Alabama above Texas in a poll. It's a sign of a good season. But other than that, man, is there anything else you'd like to add to that by telling us something good?
Man, I'm gonna go a little bit outside of football. I'm gonna tell you something good, man. It is November, man. It's the month of thanks, giving thanks, man. If we're here, we're breathing, and we're in good health, and we're smiling on this podcast, I just want to be thankful for that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Thankful for my brother Sean. Thankful for Hargrove Roofing. Thankful for, just everything that I can get up and do every day. Thankful for the kids. This is just a month of thankfulness, man.
It is.
So just be thankful in everything you do this whole month. Thankful for my Horns being 8-1 right now, So just be thankful. Keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart.
Man, that's beautiful. You kind of got a glimpse into Stevie Lee's heart here and who he really is. He's a fine American gentleman, good human being there. But I think we need to end it on that. But I will say there's a lot to be thankful for, despite setbacks, losses, voids. To you, Stevie, I look forward to this. I'm thankful that you and your family are in my life, and for all of you out there who are watching this, I'm really thankful for you, and I'd love to meet you whenever we are out and about in public making appearances or at events like UT football or wherever we may be. I would love to. I really appreciate each and every one of you who watch this and wherever you may be. So we're thankful, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's real nice, Clark.
It's real nice, Clark. I didn't mean to get sentimental, but I am thankful. This is the month of Thanksgiving.
It is. So many and then we need to be thankful, pour out those good vibes, because, a lot of the negativity, in my opinion, that we have in this world could easily be shifted.
Yeah.
Just to sit here and think, God, I'm thankful for what I have, what I wake up to, what I get to do each day, which may not seem like a lot when you want to try to compare it to others.
Exactly.
But it is a lot.
Yep.
And I'm thankful for St. John's United Methodist Church on Burnett Road here in Austin for mentioning my mother today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Honoring her. So that was nice. That's Mama C, people still talking.
There you go.
And we always will. So for the pride of Shreveport, Louisiana, that's the guy on the right, Stevie Lee, and the Hargrove family of Hargrove Roofing. And for the OG Man Cave boys, that being Big Mike, Coach Mo, and the Hardball Hards, what do we tell them, Stevie?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the